Hello, kings, queens, and they/dempers. I know I do not need to explain Pokemon to you, because if you haven't heard of it, then how the fuck did you access YouTube as an 87-year-old man who has sat in an empty room for the past 30 years with no way to leave? I'm talking about weird official Pokemon merch. Yes, everything I'm about to mention is official. And when I say weird, I don't mean bad. I'm not talking about a subpar looking plush or a Funko Pop. Weird doesn't equal bad, and vice versa. I'm talking about shit that makes you go, who the fuck is buying this? Like the Pikachu salt and pepper shakers. For what reason would you buy these? I get it's supposed to be a cute little thing on your table, but at this point just put a Pikachu figure on your table and have a normal salt and pepper shaker. You can also argue it's a conversation starter, but that conversation will be shorter than my will to live. I see you like Pokemon. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Imagine you take your girl out to a fancy place and you're like, wow, the atmosphere here is pretty good, but I know what'll make it perfect. And you put Pikachu on the table. I don't think you should be surprised if your girl either leaves or kills you on the spot. If she decides to not do either, then maybe you two can go back to your place and whip out Pokemon chests that you can buy for $200 goddamn dollars. 200 big ones, and you can have a chessboard with Pokemon on it, when for way cheaper, you can just kill yourself. I don't think it needs to be said that 200 is far too much for what is ultimately just a bunch of tiny Pokemon figures, which you don't even get a lot of variety in, by the way, and a chessboard. You can get a standard chessboard for like $8. Now, if you're a fat ass, you can open the pantry and whip out a can of Pokemon Heinz pasta, assuming your stomach is made out of adamantium. The commercial has the sentient fork trying to kill a bunch of Pokemon and this kid who was way too excited for what is ultimately just some pasta. Yeah, have fun with the stomach ulcer, stupid. Now it's time for your girl to leave, but you can stay in touch via the
Pokemon walkie-talkies? Yeah!
These things aren't inherently weird by themselves, but I do want to mention you basically have to talk into Meowth's dick. But after your girl leaves, you might be bored, so you take out your Mewtwo bouncy ball just to teach that science cat a lesson by chucking him at the wall a few dozen times. But while you're doing that, you realize you haven't paid your taxes in 9 years, so you gotta cough up your Pokemon battle coins to pay off the IRS. You guys remember Pogs? The battle coins are basically just Pogs, I think. Now let's pretend you have friends and you convince them to come over to play a board game, not to be confused with the $200 chess from before. You have options: Pokemon Sorry, Pokemon Monopoly, Pokemon Master Trainer, or you could be absolutely goated and play Pokemon Champion Island. Pokemon Champion Island was a DVD-based board game, which means your DVD player will tell you how many spaces to move, if you won, if you lost. But this video isn't a review or guide. Look it up. Look it up if you're that concerned. Anyways, it's time for your next date already, so you gotta wear something nice. You go into the closet and get your ass in a Jigglypuff costume. Hookers will pay you to fuck you. John Lamborghini will give you all of the cars. And Jeff Bezos will kiss the ground you walk upon. And that's kind of all I have for weird official Pokemon merch, but I have one more. This weird comic